Hello, my name is Jan Stalaker. I am the gameplay programming team lead for Rainbow Six Siege here in Montreal. My view is that gameplay is the core of the game. A good game will evoke interesting emotions in its players. Some games it's excitement, some games it's passion. Imagine that feeling when you're the last guy left on your team, there's 4 guys left, you have to clutch and you pull it off and you get that amazing feeling. Siege does that, for sure. Reaching a site, entering a site, being tactical, taking out your opposition. We have many ways that we can do that, but it has to make sense in the universe of Siege and the rules of Siege, the lore of Siege. When I was a kid, multiplayer games meant console games. 2 kids sitting in front of a TV playing with a controller. And then as soon as Doom came along, it was really Doom that did it first. You could actually play with somebody else without being in the same room. And gaming, I've always loved gaming, but it was multiplayer gaming that made me go, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to spend my energy. This is what I want to do for my career. And so I ended up joining Rainbow Six Siege, which was a great idea. It has a bunch of unique challenges for a gameplay programmer, mostly involving making sure that everything we add doesn't upset the balance of what we have. Changing the meta a little bit here and there is great, and that's what we want, but we don't want to completely break the game, so balancing is really, really important. So one of the things we do as a gameplay programmer is we make sure we prototype everything 100 times before anyone even sees it, before it makes it onto the test server. We've made dozens, maybe hundreds of prototypes of operators, weapons, gadgets, things we want to bring to the game that never made it, some of which were great, but didn't quite fit in with the values of Siege or the background of Siege, and so we didn't go with them. One of the highest priorities at Ubisoft is the ability to improve, to work on something and adjust it, improve it. We're constantly doing that, and that's something that Ubisoft Montreal does very well. We have many co-dev studios around the world, and it's great to be able to bring those people with different languages, different experience, different abilities, and have them all collaborate with us together on Siege to build something bigger than the collection of individuals that make it. So I was in a meeting with a bunch of directors. It was a review meeting. We had a bunch of emails from users about mouse and keyboard users on console.
And we did investigate it, and we did put time into it. But time and time again, we came back to the same conclusion that something had to be done. And so we turned to the tech team.
So I suggested, I think I might have a way to solve this. I started chatting with another friend of mine, and we decided we wanted to try it. We wrote like a little prototype. It was just a little thing that we did on the side, just for fun, really, to see if it would work. And it did work. It took us about another 18 months to put all the penalties and the online services together. And then when it was done, we announced it. We thought other game studios would already have this technology in place, but nobody did, so we were the first.
Originally, we were console, all the way from season 1. We were pretty hard console players. We ended up swapping to PC around 2017 because there was way too many M&K users. You really couldn't get into high levels, anything past Plat 3, essentially.
Seeing Ubisoft take steps to go out of their way to prevent that and make it a more fair playing field for everybody, that makes me really happy for everybody that plays on console.
I think Mousetrap is amazing. They've been doing a great job with it. Literally, there has been way less mouse and keyboards on console.
I think Mousetrap is a good example of the way that we build a lot of the things on Siege. It's usually the designers and the programmers and the people who are actually working and building the game that come up with these ideas that end up making it into these cool, unique things that Siege is known for.
But it doesn't stop there. We have to continue investing in this technology. We know that we can deliver, closing down loopholes for players to get around it.
At Ubisoft, we try really hard to constantly improve the player experience. Siege is a 9-year-old game now. The only way that you can keep a game running and relevant for this long is if you listen to your fans, you understand what they want, you understand why the game is fun and enjoyable, and you work continually to try and improve it.
We wouldn't be there without our players. Their feedback is really, really important to us. We are always listening, and we are trying to address what we can with our constraints as well.
The amount of passion that this team has for the game is incredible. Like, we're talking hundreds of people playing the game, organizing internal tournaments, playing rank stacks all around the place. We're just as passionate as our players.
The gameplay team, especially here in Montreal and in Barcelona, I'm so proud of them. They've worked so hard. They have such good ideas. They're so solid technically. Like, couldn't ask for a better team. Am I fulfilled in my work? Absolutely. It's really awesome.